Hello everyone, Dr. Jeff Golini here, and welcome to another episode of Ask the Scientist. This show is about busting myths and bringing you the truth. Hey, today I want to talk to you about basically how I came up with the invention Kre-Alkalyn. Now, keep in mind, I was the one who brought creatine monohydrate to the marketplace way back in the very early 1990s. I started synthesizing it right here in our Billings, Montana chemical plant. So I've been working with it for a long time. And one of the things that I heard as soon as we introduced it to the marketplace were people experiencing water retention, bloating, headaches, diarrhea. The women back then would not take it because, again, of that water retention. There were reports of, football players passing out from dehydration, etc. So we worked very hard on making sure the creatine monohydrate was pure. And one day I was bored, I was in the lab, and I thought, I wonder what happens if I actually activate this like we do on the label. Now keep in mind, we were doing, regular creatine monohydrate mixed with water, mix it with fruit juice. We were doing HP types, which already were flavored, effervescent, you name it. We were looking for all different ways of marketing that creatine monohydrate. Well, what I found was the creatine was gone. It was full of creatinine. So as I started to research, I'm not going to say I discovered, because it was discovered back in the mid-1800s when the first creatine monohydrate synthesis was invented, that creatine monohydrate has a flaw. As soon as it hits solution, it instantaneously converts to creatinine. Creatinine is a bile waste, not something you want to be ingesting. As I started to research, I found out the lower the pH of the solution, so the more acidic, the quicker that conversion took place. I then went on to experiment to see what would happen if I raised that pH. And when I got it up to 14, 15, I got that conversion to stop. And that's what led me to the invention of Kre-Alkalyn. I went to bed that night, and the good Lord gave me the formula, came in, it worked, and I came up with a chemical synthesis to be able to make creatine monohydrate, but at an elevated pH that would be completely stable in solutions. That led me to my very first patent, which then led me to, 15 other global patents on stabilized creatine. So Kre-Alkalyn is buffered creatine monohydrate. It is still the world's only stable creatine, which means it does not convert to creatinine when you put it in solution. Now, you say, what's the big deal? Well, I'll tell you what the big deal is. Today people are so concerned about artificial flavors and artificial colors, etc., but you're not concerned about creatinine? This is something that will tax your kidneys. And if you damage your kidneys do not repair themselves. Kidney damage is irreversible. So, again, you don't want to be ingesting creatinine. My research also showed, and by the way, I did more research than any single company in the world on creatine. Now, I'm not talking about Dr. Harris and universities. I'm talking about for-profit companies. I found out that you only need 1.5 grams. You don't have to load. You don't need to take 10, 15, 20 grams to get the effect. So 1.5 grams, you can burn that up in about 3-4 hours. So you can take multiple doses depending on your activity level, how much you weigh, what sport you're in, etc. But for most people, 1.5 grams is all you need. So Kre-Alkalyn, you get all the benefits of creatine monohydrate, which, by the way, is the only creatine that your body can actually uptake, but without all those side effects. No loading, no bloating, no stomach discomfort, no water retention, no headaches, no diarrhea, no GI, and the list goes on and on and on. So again, if you're going to use creatine, you definitely want to use Kre-Alkalyn because, again, it is stable and completely safe. Go check out allamericanpharmaceutical.com and look at all the studies that I've done on that, from safety to performance to studies against regular creatine monohydrate. Pretty interesting on what this stuff does. But as I always say, don't take my word for it. Try it completely free. go to efxsports.com and get you a free sample. And then send me an email back. Let me know how you liked it. All right, everybody, that's my story. Take care. God bless, and go get you some Kre-Alkalyn.